This is the story of the moment Ryan Seacrest, the always composed, always smiling, never missing a beat host, found himself overwhelmed on air, and the heartfelt way Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos stepped forward to support him. It all began on what should have been a normal broadcast. Ryan was speaking about family, gratitude, and resilience, things he often encourages others to appreciate. But as he discussed his father's health challenges, emotions rose faster than he could contain them. His voice wavered, his breath caught, and for the first time in a long time, the flawless broadcaster showed the world something raw. Listeners were stunned, not because he showed emotion, but because he finally allowed himself to be human. Within minutes, social media lit up with encouragement. People shared their own stories of caring for parents, navigating uncertainty, balancing work with worry, and trying to stay strong when everything inside feels fragile. But among the thousands of messages, one stood out, the one sent by someone who knew Ryan far beyond the cameras, Kelly Ripa. The moment she saw the clip, she didn't hesitate. She understood instantly what he was carrying. She'd worked beside him for years, sharing early mornings, inside jokes, on-air chaos, unexpected bloopers, and heartfelt conversations during commercial breaks. She knew the difference between Ryan's host mode and Ryan as a person. So she reached out, quietly, sincerely. She sent support not as a former co-host, not as a celebrity, but as a friend. And Mark Consuelos, known for his humor and his steady calm, also offered warm words. His message was simple but deeply genuine. Together, Kelly and Mark reminded Ryan that he's not navigating anything alone. To viewers, it was a touching moment, two people acknowledging a friend who needed strength. To Ryan, it meant even more. Because as polished as his public life appears, his personal world had become complicated. His father, a man he is often described as wise, encouraging, and grounding, had been facing serious health struggles. He didn't talk about it much, not because he was hiding it, but because he wanted to protect his family's privacy. He didn't want sympathy or headlines. He wanted normalcy. But life doesn't always wait for the perfect timing. On another recent broadcast, he opened up about receiving a call from his sister during a live event. It was sudden. It was frightening. He had to finish the show while trying to process the news. Anyone who has ever tried to keep working through fear understands that feeling. The noise around you grows quieter, while the world inside your chest grows louder. Even after that moment passed, he was still balancing work, commitments, and concern for the people he loves most. And that's where Kelly's message mattered so much. She had been through her own seasons of supporting family through difficult times. She knew the exhaustion that doesn't show up on screens. She recognized the pauses between Ryan's sentences, the kind of pauses that only someone who has been there can identify. Her reply was simple, honest, and full of warmth. No dramatics, no spotlight, just kindness. Mark added humor and encouragement, offering the kind of comfort that only long-term friends can deliver. Together, they created a moment that reminded viewers why their friendship resonated so deeply during their years working together. Their bond wasn't built on scripts or segments. It was built on genuine connection. As days passed, Ryan shared a story his parents sent him. Just a simple photo of his mom and dad sitting by the water. After months of hardly going out, they were finally enjoying the sunlight, the breeze, and a quiet moment together. When Ryan described the picture, his voice cracked again, not from sadness, but from the tenderness of seeing them smile. For a man who has spent his life entertaining millions, that single peaceful moment meant more than any applause, and audiences felt it. The reason, everyone understood what it's like to love someone you're worried about. Everyone has experienced that blend of hope, fear, gratitude, and vulnerability. Ryan gave the world a glimpse of his real life,
Not the polished version, but the version that makes him relatable. And Kelly and Mark gave the world a reminder that friendship doesn't disappear once the cameras stop rolling. Some grow stronger, some become family, some last in ways audiences never get to see. Ryan, surrounded by the love of friends, family, and supporters, continues forward with hope. His father's health remains the center of his focus, and while the road ahead may bring challenges, he isn't walking it alone. The world knows Ryan for his professionalism, energy, and endless resilience, but now they've also seen his heart. And in many ways, that moment, raw, emotional, and unfiltered, made him more relatable than ever. If this story touched you, inspired you, or reminded you of the importance of supporting the people you love, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps these stories reach more people who might need them.